know, the military, you know, in the financial realm, you know, you got Jakes that are basically in high positions in Rome, man, which also symbolize what? The fall of this place, man. So it's all spiritual, right?
It's a little bit more.
Go ahead, you finish it up.
Verse 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Yeah, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated, right? It tells you that. Even your own scholars break it down. That Esau, Edom was the only nation that wasn't given any mercy from the Most High.
Yeah.
Right? This is it. You know, his blessing was the sword, the fatness of the earth. Right? He was given the world, if you will, man. But guess what? His rule was limited.
He had a purpose. As we had just read up at verse 11, it was all to the calling of Yahweh's purpose, man.
That's it.
Who was going to be the protagonist of the story and the antagonist.
Exactly.
You know, these are the two main characters in the whole movie.
That's it. That's it. And that's why Romans the 20th chapter, right? When that whole circle with Satan was loosed, what did it say? He was loosed for a season.
Definitely.
Right? Going back to the revival, you know, of the ancient Roman Empire, the Renaissance period, and on that point on forward, he's been ruling, but less than what, like half a day, you know. So literally, his rulership was limited, man. As I quoted earlier in Job, you know, he's reached bounds that he can't pass. The Lord put a cap. The Lord put a cap on his rulership, man. Right?
Can I get a quick precept?
Got it, bro.
This is Revelation chapter 20 and verse 3.
Yep.
And cast him into the bottomless pit. Matter of fact, I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Revelation 20 and 1.
Yep.
And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit.
Yep, and that angel would be Yahushua. Go ahead.
And a great chain in his hand.
Right, and the bottomless pit is representative of Europe. Right, it's Europe. Right, the place that lacks natural resources. You can actually look it up. Right, in Google it'll break it down. Europe is known for not having natural resources. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil.
Yeah, the dragon, the old serpent, going back to what? The pagan Roman Empire. Basically, the Western Roman Empire, man. Because you had two Roman empires. You had the Western Roman Empire and you had the Eastern. The Byzantine, the Holy Roman Empire, and then you had the Western, which is also known as the pagan Roman Empire. And that was the one that failed. Right? Go ahead.
And Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
Yeah, he was bound 1,000 years. So that's the point when Esau basically was taken out of power. He was bound.
The Dark Ages.
The Dark Ages, meaning his influence was sealed up.
Right.
You know, and he was cast into them caves.
It's not a coincidence that here it is, Esau is able to do all this deep research. But you'll never hear about this 1,000-year period.
Yeah.
He can go all the way back to the Egyptians, right? To the Moabite dynasties, right? Genghis Khan and all of them. But when it comes to that 1,000-year period in Europe, it's just, I don't know, man.
Yeah, he'll say that was a period of time where there was no type of advancement in the earth. It was just basically it was plagues and it was just a standstill. Nothing happened at that time. Right? But that's the devil for you.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead.
Verse 3, and cast him into the bottomless pit,
Yep, Europe.
and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more.
Yeah, you see that? So he was shut up. He was bound. Right? He was taken down. Ultimately, he was cast into the caves, man. All right? Go ahead.
Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
Till the 1,000 years be fulfilled. So that prophecy actually coincides with history. All right? At the time of the pagan Roman Empire, the Western Roman Empire, when it fell, right? Basically, it was a period of 1,000 years. And you had Jake ruling known as the Dark Ages, man. The Byzantine Empire, which means backwards. That's what Esau's way of demonizing it. But it was the Holy Roman Empire. Jake was ruling, right? You can look it up. Go ahead.
And after that, he must be loosed for a little season.
See that? That's the point. So after that period of time, going into like really the mid 1300s, all right, he was loosed. That was the Renaissance period, man. The rebirth, man. You have something called iconoclasm, where Esau basically destroyed and changed all the images of the prophets, the saints, the Lord, all right, the Messiah himself, into to crackers, man. He put himself up as God, man. Basically, blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, man. This is what he did, because that Renaissance period wasn't only just with art; it was history itself, right? This man changed up everything. See that? Matter of fact, go to Job 9:24. Look at that. He rebirthed himself. Basically, it was the rebirth of the Greco-Roman Empire influence in the earth. You know, the idols, the way of life, that whole spirit, man. He brought that back, right? Revelation 13, the deadly wound was healed because that power, that Greco-Roman influence is being exercised through America today. This is Rome 2.0, right?
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Yeah, that's it. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
You don't want to see the line. I know about that all day.
If not, where?
They kept walking.
And who is he?
What the fuck you look at that?
This is Job chapter 9, verse 24.
And I show you, man, hey, when the Lord unleashed those spirits, you know, these 2 birds that got getting busy with Esau, man, it's gonna be crazy.
Nah, for real, because really the only thing that's protecting Esau is the law.
That's it.
And when the law of the land go out, hey,
I got a real man's hair.
when the law of the land go out, man, these people about to turn up like crazy, man.
He took
Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
All right, so the scriptures say that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, the wicked, the Edomites. Go ahead.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
That's what he did. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Who are the judges? The prophets and the Lord. The angels. All right? Get that in Revelation 13 too. How he blasphemed the images. Read on. I'll finish that.
Job 9 and 24 at the latter. If not, where and who is he?
Right, so if the so-called white man ain't the wicked, then where is he at? Who is he, man? It said that the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. So who's ruling?
Look at his track record. Imperialism, iconoclasm, rape, rob, pillage. Like the list goes on and on.
Yep.
This is pursuant to Revelation the 6th chapter, that red horse.
Yep.
That took peace from the earth, man.
That's it.
Who took peace from the earth? The so-called white race,
Yep.
which are the biblical Edomites.
That's it.
They're the ones that align with that nation of people, man. And it's proven. Who else is in the position of authority and influence and under his rulership has homelessness, poverty, right? All madness of wickedness being promoted on a high frequency, as the elder had referenced, the revitalization of the Greco-Roman Empire.
That's it, man.
It's all under the banner of the Edomites.
And it said that he covered the faces of the judges thereof, going back to iconoclasm. Even today, man. That's why when you go in all these churches, these harlot houses, what do you see, man? You see an image of a so-called white man as the Lord. Blonde hair and blue eyes, right? Going back to, really going back to Serapis Christos, right? During the time of Ptolemy Soter I, all right, who had his son set up as the Messiah. And it tells you even back then when you read the history, it said that the names Serapis Christos and Jesus Christ were interchangeable. So they were using both names at that time. And then today you got the Borgias, going back to the Cesare Borgia, right? First crime family. When you read about that, you look at the history, right? This man was a fucking Mo. He had sex with his sister. You go into the history, man, right? And his father had him set up as the Messiah. You see that? You know, got it? Yeah. Yeah, read it out. We was done with that revelation. I'm gonna go back to the Psalm 91.
Okay. All right.
But you can read that real quick. We just in the spirit.
So First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likenesses of their images.
Yeah,
You know, so as the elder and the brother been going into, man, these men they understand the scriptures, man. They went in and purposely defaced, all the men of color so that they could put themselves in that seat, man. That this whole thing was them trying to take the place of the true chosen, man.
Yeah, and this man is the devil because look, you don't see a Chinese Jesus, you don't see an Israelite Jesus and all that. Every image that you see in the Catholic and the Christian church is a so-called white man. He put himself up.
It's power. The scriptures speak about the nation of Israel being sovereign, a nation above all the rest. So by him establishing himself in the likeness of the true Israelites, he was able to further his influence and power over the nation because it's known. That's why they'll shy away from the topic of Esau, really, of the so-called white race being the villains that they are. Because they set up these images to pretty much put a block on your mind.
Hey, it shows you, man. Like you said, he has the power and influence, man. Scriptures talk about how not to envy thy oppressor. That's why even amongst Jake, that's why Jake bleaches his skin to look lighter skin. That's why niggas is walking around with blonde hair. Right? This is why Jake has taken on that whole culture of the Edomite, that emo shit, looking like a damn gothic Satanist and shit. A degenerate, man. Black nails, tats all over the face, piercings and shit. That was Edomite culture, man. But that shows you he holds the power and influence. That's why these people, they want to be like Esau. Basically, the leopard skin was a standard of beauty here, man.
And that's a curse.
And that's a damn curse, man.
Yeah, it was a goddamn leopard.
That's it, leprosy,
Get
brother.
it mixed up.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's a curse. Yeah. Going all the way back to Cain.
Okay.
But go ahead, give me that one in Revelation 13. That's what I call for. Revelation 13 and
Well, Mo
13 and 7. It talks about how he blasphemed the images.
I got you. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 6.
Yep.
And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Yeah, he opened his mouth and blasphemed against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And that's being played out in the earth now, man. God doesn't exist, science of God, we don't need God anymore. Go ahead.
To blaspheme his name.
To blaspheme his name. You call him God, Jesus Christ, Yah, Jehovah.
His name don't matter. His name don't matter, but let somebody call you the wrong name.
Exactly.
That ain't my name.
Right. You got one more time.
You got one more time to violate me, bro. You playing with me, bro.
Go ahead, Doc.
And his tabernacle.
And his tabernacle. What is his tabernacle? His people, man. All right? Go ahead.
And them that dwell in heaven.
And they that dwell in heaven, which is the angels. That's why, hey, go on Google right now and type in the angel of the Lord. You're going to see naked little babies. You're going to see naked women, naked white men with wings on their back. Right? You're going to pay for that shit, man. All right? Hey, kids, you're not going to Google and look it up. Type in the angel of the Lord and you'll get them images, man.
Yeah, you're not going to see any angel that looks like any of us brothers up here.
No,
that's the true appearance of them.
Come on, man.
Melanated angels. That's the true image of them.
Yeah, and why the angels got to be naked? What's up with that? But that shows you going all the way back to them damn Greeks and Romans, man. That pedophilia, that nastiness, right? Go ahead, I'll finish it out.
Verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
Right, and that's what happened to us, man. Esau overcame us and put us in slavery over here in America, man.
And that's your answer, Jake. Jake always wondering, damn, how is it that we got overcame by these people that are subservient to us? We stronger than them. We're faster than them. We're better than them. It was all the will of the Lord. It was prophecy. Because of your transgressions of the law. Because of you stepping out of the way of fearing the Lord and reverencing him. And you went another way, all hell came upon you.
Lord said, I see servants. He said, I see servants on horses, princes walking on the earth, something like that. You know what that says?
Ecclesiastes. This is heavy. This is add. Ecclesiastes 10 and 5. I'll start up a couple verses. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. So this is speaking of the modern day ruler that's in power right now. The Lord is saying that there is an error that's seen on the earth right now. Okay? Verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places. Okay? So the ways of this system of Esau Edom's hegemony is it exalts folly. You know? Right?
And it said the rich sit in a low place. The rich will represent us.
Right?
We're in a low position. We're in poverty, oppressed. We're at the bottom.
Verse 7. I have seen service upon horses, and princes walking as service upon the earth.
Woo. See that? And a prime example of that prophecy is that Roosevelt statue. You had Esau sitting on the horse, which the horse represents power. And then you had Judah and Gad. You had Judah, I believe it was Judah on the right side, and you had Gad on the left, and they was walking as servants. They were slaves.
The southern and northern kingdom.
Northern and southern kingdom, man, showing you that what Esau conquered the northern and southern kingdom. We were subject to it.
That's right.
Right? As we are to this very day. You know?
We are yet this day in our captivity.
Come on, man. Judah, Jeremiah 50 and 33, get that real quick. Then we go back to that Psalm 91. All right? Jeremiah 50 and 33.
So Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel, and
the children of Israel, the northern kingdom, all right, you so-called Latinos, Native Americans, Hispanics, all right, Seminole Indians, Arawak Indians, Taino Indians, Mayan Indians, right? Go ahead.
The children of Israel and the children of Judah.
The house of Judah, all right? You so-called Negroes, all right? West Indians, Jamaicans, and Haitians, man. You make up the house of Judah. Go ahead.
Were oppressed together.
See that? You were both oppressed together. You're still in captivity now. Go ahead.
And all that took them captives held them fast.
That's it.
They refused to let them go.
And all they that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to let them go, man. So your tribes are still in captivity, man. And that's why the Lord is about to vindicate our cause. Right? It tells you about that Isaiah 34. For the controversy of Zion, man, the Lord's going to melt this fucking place.
That's right.
Right?
Look at all the atrocities that they committed against our people, man.
Yep.
Slavery, buck breaking. I mean, we could sit here all day and put Esau and these heathen nations on trials for the crimes against the tribes that they committed, man.
That's right.
You know? And that's why this place, as the elder has said, is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles.
That's it.
Because of the atrocities committed against these people on this side. These people have never been ever retributed for the deeds that were done for the past 400 or 500 years, man. And people downplay it. Forget and forgive. That's the past. Move on. But yet, you can see the direct ramifications of those events and how it plays out today.
Exactly. I got something to add on to what you said. This is James chapter 5 and verse 6, and it reads, it says, you have condemned and killed the just, all right, which the just represent the Israelites. It says, and he doeth not resist you, all right, because Jake don't have the power to fight back, right? Jake ain't got to stand in an army. Jake ain't got no military. Jake ain't got no type of organized system, man.
Jake's best shot at the military is fucking Charleston White and a bunch of gangsters.
Come on, man.
That's the military of Israel. You know, the MI, what's the cartel?
Yeah.
You know? That's the best that Jake has, man.
Right, and them niggas is funded by Esau anyway. Right? Fans all in the midst of that cartel shit, man. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, yeah, Psalm 91. Yeah, go back.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 91 and verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
Yeah, which is really this knowledge, man. This knowledge is uncovering. Go ahead.
Verse 2. I will say of the Lord Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress,
That's right.
my power. In Him will I trust.
That's right. We're going to trust in Yahweh Shai, especially in these times now, man. Times are becoming dire, man. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler.
It said, surely He should deliver thee, man. All right, go ahead.
And from the noisome pestilence.
Yep, it's going to be the missiles hitting the earth. It's going to be a noisome pestilence because, hey, the missiles are likened unto a plague. Right? Read on.
Verse 4. He shall cover thee with His feathers,
That's right.
and under His wings shalt thou trust.
Right, because we know when the shit get real out here, we know that there's going to be a form of divine intervention. All right, remember, Daniel 12:1 tells you that, man. Hey, the times when it gets so dire on the earth that the Lord is going to send down like with our angels. Showing you how serious it's going to be on the earth, man. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 4. He shall cover thee. Salakia. Verse 5. Salakia, I'll just read verse 4 again.
Got it.
He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust.
That's right.
His shoes shall be thy shield and buckler.
Yeah, what is a shield and buckler? It's armor, man. That's why I was going to Ephesians 6 chapter, brother, quoting that. It's time for you to put in the whole armor, which is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, to withstand against the wiles of the devil. All right? Because this man there, he's coming with it. Remember, as we talked about, his rulership is limited, man. So he's going to come full force against the saints of the Lord. Right? And another thing that's been heavy, that whole deep fake technology, man. That's going to be, hey, that's the real deal. You can't even tell if that shit is real or not, man. And they're going to use that to frame, to set you up. Okay?
Even with that AI technology, not only is deepfake accessible on the physical, they're even excelling in technology with voice artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To where you see it happening with these rappers, but that technology is accessible and it will be used to demonize the prophets, man.
Yeah. RT brought it out, man. Basically, the feds, they want to weaponize this shit. So you already know what time it is. Which we knew that from Jump Street. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that it got put out there, right? They're going to weaponize that technology and start framing you, man.
We're not ignorant of Satan's
We
devices.
ain't ignorant of Satan's devices, man. You know? So, hey, just keep your head on the swivel. It's some very evil times. That's why you got to put on that shield and buckler, man.
So if that's what they're allowing the public to see, just imagine what they have behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's the fulfillment of Daniel's 12. Give me that where it says knowledge shall increase, right? Because that's what you call, because the advancement in this technology, which was the term quantum leap, right? We live in an age where now, hey, we're talking about flying cars, every technology being put inside you, so everything, your vital organs and all of that can be monitored. You know what I'm saying? LED TVs, smartphones, smart refrigerators, all this crazy stuff. All right? Electric cars. Right? Go ahead, Al.
So Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end.
Yeah, so even until the time of the end. So the book had been sealed for a period of time until the time of the end. When you read Revelation 5, 1 through 5, it tells you what? That the Lion of Judah, he broke the seals. The root of David, he broke those seals, which enabled us to have the understanding now, man. Right? Because we're in the end. Go ahead.
Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Yeah, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase, man. So we live in an age of technology, right? AI, a technocracy, right? What they call, Esau calls it a augmented reality. That's why you got the metaverse and all this madness. Merging man with machine, transhumanism.
Those
right?
lines are getting blurred more and more every day.
Yep.
to where, as you had mentioned, the deep fake technology, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality. These things are starting to blur the lines between what is real and what's fake.
Right.
And a lot of these people are going to be ensnared by the things that this devil is going to use to go ahead and pretty much use to pretty much trick people into believing what they want.
This is the highest level of witchcraft that we see right now, man. Because remember, part of Esau's power is what? It's deception. That's his power. It's part of his sword, man. And he's going to exercise that as we get closer and closer to the fall of his kingdom. Right? So anyway, that was, we go back to that.
This is Psalms chapter 91. Chapter 91 and verse 6. Salakia, verse 5.
Yep.
Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day.
Yeah, which is going to be the missiles. Right? Hey, remember, the doomsday clock is 90 seconds from midnight. Right? Even Esau's wise men and scholars got to count. Count down to his demise. You know?
Yeah. The doomsday clock.
Yep.
You know, that's not coincidental. They don't just set these things up for no reason.
Right.
They don't have people that watch current events for no reason, man. This is all intentional.
Yeah.
Because they know that this is coming, but you simple-minded people, like Noah Harari has said, we got to keep these people caught up with video games and drugs.
Yeah. Exactly. Folly is saying
hey.
You know? You got a T.I. and a little Boosie disc that's out right now. More distractions. Yeah. Remember, hey, was it last year you had the Will Smith smack? You know? The Will Smith Chris Rock smack. Yeah, the smack that caught around the world. That was the talk of town. Right? It's always some type of folly and distraction to keep the minds of the people off of what's really going on. Because the reality of it, hey, Yahweh Shem Shah about to smack the shit out of all you people. Right? You didn't even know it.
Like a thief in the night.
That's it, man.
Jumping back to Psalms 91 and verse 6. Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday.
Nor of the destruction that wasteth at noonday, man. Because the noonday represents what? The height of Esau's power. We're there right now. Job was the 20th chapter. The fullness of his sufficiency, man. We're right here, man. Klash Slab, Noah, Yuval Harari, all right, these high-level crackers on the platform talking about, look, we here, man. We got the technology, right? We about to change reality.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a new way of buying and selling.
And they're boasting in it, man.
Yeah, man.
Saying blasphemous statements. We don't need God. We're really acquiring God powers, divine powers. We don't need the earth, you know.
Yeah, you got it.
It says this from Yuval Noah Harari. He said, "We are really acquiring divine powers of creation and destruction. We are really upgrading humans into gods.
See?
We are acquiring, for instance, the power to re-engineer life."
And this is the psyche of your leaders, man. Jake is so caught up in the Cardi B's, the folly of this world, but you're not hearing what these people that are up in high influence of elites that are actually talking about, man. This is the real discussions that are being had amongst these elites. How to further their agenda, how to further their enterprise, man. Which is to ultimately ensnare you and put that implantable device inside of you, man.
You're gonna be trapped and you're gonna be owned by the elites. That's the ego.
Right.
That article said the arrow of free will is over.
See?
So they, like you said, man, they want access to all your life, man. They want to control every aspect of everything you do, man. Your thoughts, your movements, your purchases, everything, man.
Think about a dog, right? This is just an example. You know how dogs, if you go to a veterinarian, they have the option to put the chip inside the dog. And when they use that dog, and they put that chip inside of that dog, and it gives them access and free reign to know what's going on in the body, to know where it's at, you know? And they're going to take and heighten that technology, Zaquan. They're going to take that technology and take it to a whole nother stratosphere. And when they put it inside of you sheep, which they will do, it's ultimately going to be a snare to you, man, and it's going to be a reason why you're going to die in that lake of fire, the thermonuclear missiles pursuant to Revelations 14:9 through 10, man. That's the fate of those that take that implantable device. When this devil rule, like when he rolls out that mandatory charagma, that implantable device, pursuant to Revelations 13 and 16, those that take it, those that waver, that bow the knee, they're going to be the ones that are going to die.
Yeah. Hey, people already got that CHIP in their body right now, man. Right? Remember, Switzerland was the first to really get it going. And they had them lockdowns, man. Switzerland, it was good. It was chilling. They was kicking it, man. Yep. Some people already had the device inside of them. Right? But this is what we telling you is get ready to come sooner than what you realize, man.
And in the midst of all this madness, as we're reading in Psalm, the 91st chapter, the title of the header of this chapter in my sword says the security of the godly. You know? So in the midst of madness, you're going to be taken care of. You know? Yeah, the Lord is going to make a way, man, for his servants, man.
Believe that. Believe that. Go out, finish it out.
Back in Psalms 91 in verse 7. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee.
Yeah, see that? That's going to be the way by that destruction, man. It's going to be a lot of death. Isaiah 66 and 15. Give me that real quick. All right, it's going to be a lot of people that's about to die, man. That's what we're trying to tell you out here, man. It's not a joke. Right?
So Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
That's right.
For by fire and by his sword shall the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
That's the scriptures, man. The slain of the Lord shall be many. It's going to be a lot of people getting beat to death.
People fail to realize how the Lord really get. The brother just read from the scriptures that the slain of the Lord will be many. People forgot about what happened in the first battle. The Lord only preserved Noah, his wife, his sons, and their wives.
That was the elect at that time.
Exactly.
Why not? You should.
You know, I got some. Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24 verse 6. And it reads, Therefore have the curse devoured the earth. What is the curse? Nuclear destruction. Alright? Therefore the curse have devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. You see that? The inhabitants of the earth are about to be burned, man. Alright? That's the second death. And few men left, man. Right? Let's go back to Psalm 91. You got it here, bring it up.
So Jeremiah 12 and 12. The spoilers are come upon all high places through the wilderness, for the sword of the Lord shall devour from the one end of the land even to the other end of the land. No flesh shall have peace. So as brothers have been reiterating, man, it's going to be great mass death down here, man. All at the hands of Yahweh Bashim Shot. You know, and it needs to happen, man. You know, we need to see all this wickedness purged from the earth, man. You know, so we're hoping for this great death to come, man.
That's really going to be the grand finale. The icing on the cake, the cherry on top of this. This place is getting smoked. All right? The unquenchable fire, man, is the elders and apostles going into, man. That fire is literally going to burn out. Ain't going to be quenched with no water. Ain't going to be no
Hey, little bro.
It's just going to burn out, man.
Give me little bro. Can I say something? Hey, you read that Numbers 12. Numbers 12 all the way to 7. You talking about they talking about when they got cursed.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're talking about when Numbers Mary talking shit to Moses.
You want to read it?
Nah, that's cool.
Oh, that's
No, because we was talking about that leprosy earlier. That's why he was made mention of it.
Psalms 91 and verse
Wherever you stop at.
God. Psalms 91 and verse 8. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Yeah, only with that eye. So the Lord is going to allow us to see the fall of our enemies, man. He's going to allow us to see this place get destroyed, man. When the elect are taken up into the chariots. Right? Go ahead.
Can you get that record for you?
Gotcha. That's my name. That's how it's going to go down. Lord willing, we be the ones to see the reward of this place, man. To see that recompense. Right?
It's Revelation chapter 15 and verse 2.
That's right.
And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire.
Yeah, that's the elect in those chariots, right? The Lord is going to allow the elect to look down upon the earth in that transparent glass. Right?
And them that had gotten the victory over the beast.
Yeah, these are the men that got the victory over the beast. That's the elect. Right? They were redeemed from the earth. Go ahead.
And over his image.
Over his image, over the system. Go ahead.
And over his mark.
Yeah, over that charagma.
And over the number of his name. Stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High.
Right. So they're going to be singing the song of Moses, man. They're going to be giving glory. You can finish it out too, my boss.
So back in Revelation 15 and verse 3.
Yep.
Revelation 15 and 3. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of the Most High, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works.
Right.
Lord, power almighty, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name?
Man, see that?
For thou only art holy, for all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgments are made manifest.
Yep, so thy judgments are made manifest, meaning the ones that got the victory, the elect, they physically saw the judgment of Babylon play out on the earth. You know how glorious and marvelous that's going to be, man? And fearful at the same time? To be saved from that? Get that in Revelation 11, man. The Lord called us up into the chariot, Revelation 11 and 12, read down. And then go to Revelation 19 after that. We'll drop that Psalm 91.
Revelation 11 and verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither.
Right, so hey, the elect are going to literally hear the voice of Yahweh Shah, man. Come up hither. Right? Go ahead.
Come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud.
They ascended up to heaven in a cloud. Salvation. The elect were beamed up from the destruction. Go ahead.
And their enemies beheld them.
And their enemies beheld them. So that shows you that the enemies of the Lord's people, of the saints, they're going to see the salvation, man. It tells you that throughout the scriptures, man. That our enemies are going to see the salvation. All right, go ahead.
And that same hour was there a great earthquake.
That's that noisome pestilence, as we read in Psalm 91. In that same hour was a noisome pestilence, a great earthquake. Go ahead.
And the 10th part of the city fell.
The 10th part of the city represents America, man. Right? Go ahead.
And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000.
Yeah, which 7 just means completion. So this destruction is going to be a complete destruction. The slain of the Lord shall be many. Go ahead.
And the remnant were affrighted.
You see that? So going back, just linking it up with Revelation 15, right? It says that the remnant, those that were saved from this, they were affrighted. Imagine that, man. Imagine the missiles coming down, hitting the earth, and the earth rocking, the whole planet Earth rocking. And then here it is, you get taken up before that wall of fire comes and takes you, man. You got to visualize that, man.
Heart's still beating fast.
Right. And brothers that had visions and dreams about that. As they were getting taken up, the missiles was coming down. They actually saw the missiles coming down as they was taken up into the chariot. Brothers get testimonies about it. So that's heavy, man. And that's how it's going to play out. You know? Read on.
And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven.
That's right. So, hey, they were frightened and they gave glory to Yahweh Shah, man. Right? Hey, doesn't the scripture say that the righteous shall scarcely escape? You're going to barely make it off the skin of your teeth, man. That's crucial, man.
That's why brothers say we are the hopeful elect.
The hopeful elect, man. Go ahead, Al.
Verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
You see that? The second woe is past, World War II, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, which is World War III. Which Donald Trump is not going to stop. Right?
Nobody can stop.
Nobody's stopping. Nobody's about to offset the will of the Lord, man. All right? World War III is Bible prophecy, man. All right? Matter of fact, let me add on to that, because before you get that Revelation 19, and this is how you know this shit's about to pop off. Hold on.
This is Sirach chapter 25 and verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies.
Woo! See, he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies, man. And Lord willing, man, hey, I pray to the Lord to see it, man. I want to see the whole story play out, man.
I want to see all evil destroyed.
Come on, man. You know, we all pray that prayer, man.
Man.
We want to see it, man. We want to see it go down, man. Right? And like I said, just add on, that was enough. Yeah. Just want to add into the fact that how you know that this third woe coming quickly, right? This is from the Small Hat Post. It says, Putin says Russia is in a fight for the existence of the state. Right? Now remember, Putin said this. He said, if Russia can't exist, then why does the world need to exist? That's the mindset he in. Proverbs 21:1, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and he turneth it whithersoever he will. Right? The Lord turned this thing up. It says Putin has framed Moscow's year-long invasion as a defensive pushback against what he sees as a hostile West bent on expanding into Russian territories, man. And that's why all of this stuff is going down. It's basically NATO has been trying to expand their campaign in Russia's backyard, man. So Russia has every right to defend itself, man. You know? It says Russian troops keep coming in waves along the front line in eastern Ukraine. Ukrainian soldiers said on Tuesday, as President Vladimir Putin reaffirmed his view that Russia's very existence as a state was at stake in the war. See that? So Russia's saying, like, look, man, their existence is on the line. So what you think? They're gonna do what the fuck they're gonna do. Right? If your life was on the line, ain't you gonna defend yourself?
That's that lying tongue, man. You know? That's Esau's lying tongue for you, man. He's gonna try and masquerade it as though he's doing something for good, right? Knowing damn well his track record has never been for anything of good. It's always for his benefit. You know? And as the elder has said, you're supposed to fight for your life, man. You know that this devil, if he sets up NATO right next, adjacent to your country, you know how much access that is? Imagine if Russia managed to set up shop in Mexico. America's gonna be like, oh, hell no. Hell no. You know?
That's why they're fighting so feverishly, man. Because they're at the point of no return at this point. You know? So basically Putin he's gonna keep going until America steps in, and then they both gonna shoot missiles on each other. You know, that's the point. Because Russia understands that if they stop fighting, they're done for. So they might as well fight to lose, man.
Yeah, that's right.
They have nothing else to lose, man.
Yeah, that's why Putin said there's no victor in nuclear war. Nobody wins.
Yep.
So hey, that's the spirit, man. And keep this thing going. Because hey, at the end, we know that the elected Yahweh Shah going to win. That's needed to usher in a new heaven and new earth.
That's the new superpower.
Yeah.
All of these quote unquote superpowers that are fighting for supreme dominance, when they shoot those missiles out of the silo, they're gonna hit one another, and all of that shit is gonna phase out. And then New Jerusalem is gonna come down to establish the kingdom of heaven on earth, man. A nation, a world governed by the Israelites.
Yeah. Hey, that's the mastermind. That's the mastermind of Yahweh Shem Shai. That cataclysm is needed, right, to bring in a new heaven and new earth, man. Right. So if you ain't for it, then you gonna get destroyed, man.
You against it.
You against it.
And
Right.
if you on the fence about it, you against it, man.
That's it.
The Lord ain't doing the back and forth. I'm on the fence shit.
Right.
Either you with Israel or you against it.
That's it, man. That's it. You got it, brother. Bring it up.
It's Psalm chapter 33 and verse 4. For the word of the Lord is right, and all his works are done in truth.
Woo, man.
He loveth righteousness and judgment. The earth is full of the goodness of the Lord. And the goodness of Yahweh Shai is what, man? His judgments. You know, that goodness, that mercy that he's going to put on the elect is him judging this place, man, and destroying all the wicked foundations, man. That's the goodness of Yahweh Shai, man.
The Lord said his word would not go out void, man. Right? Hey, the purpose of the will of the Lord is going to stand. Real quick. I got it. Isaiah 14 and 26. And it reads, it says, this is the purpose. Isaiah 14 and 26. This is the purpose that is proposed upon the whole earth. And this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations. For the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai of hosts, have proposed. Who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out. Who shall turn it back? See? So there's no turning back the prophecies, man. The third woe cometh quickly. Babylon's season finale is almost over, man. Right?
Ephesians 5 and 16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil.
That's right.
Verse 17. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. And that's the importance, to understand the mind of Yahweh Shem Shai. Why is it that these things are happening? To understand its purpose. Because to the Lord's will is a purpose, man.
That's right, brother.
Okay? And as the elder had beautifully said, this cataclysmic event, the Babylonian season finale, the season finale has to happen in order for the new season to happen, which is Israel.
It's time for a fucking new show, man.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this show, man.
Price is right. 40 seasons deep.
Right. It's time for a new show, man. Shit. You got it now. Bring it up. Revelation 19. Yeah, start from the top and get the word in the blue letter for whore. That verse.
So Revelation 19 and 1. And after these things I heard a great voice of much people in the heaven, saying, Alleluia, salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our power.
Right, which we just read about in Revelation 15. Right? Those that got victory over the beast, his number and his name. How they sing praises to the Lord. Right? Go ahead.
For true and righteous are his judgments.
Ooh, for true and righteous are his judgments. Go ahead.
For he hath judged the great whore.
See that? For he hath judged the great whore. Who is the great whore? America, man. Babylon. This is future prophecy. Give me that word for whore real quick.
God. This is the word whore in the blue letter, Strong's G 4204. A woman who sells her body for sexual use. A prostitute, harlot, one who yields herself to defilement for the sake of gain.
Yep.
Any woman indulging in unlawful sexual intercourse, whether for gain or for lust, metaphorically an adulteress, of Babylon, i.e. Rome, the chief seat of adultery.
Woo! See that? Read that last part again.
God. Of Babylon, i.e. Rome.
Yep. Because hey, Babylon, America is what? Rome 2.0. Hey, the deadly wound that was healed. Right. That Greco-Roman influence, that spirit that's manifest all throughout this place, man. Right. It said Babylon and what? What did it say? Read it again.
I.e. Rome.
Yep.
The chief seat of adultery.
The chief
Salakia. Idolatry.
the chief seat of idolatry, man. All manner of wickedness is exercised here in this modern day Rome, man. Idolatry, Satanism, paganism, witchcraft, sorcery, right? All types of shit, man. Covetousness. That's the energy of this place, man.
And the energy associated with it is fully contrary. It's fully contrary to what is righteous, man. You know, here it is. For us to exalt righteousness, we're a problem, right? Because this is the chief seat of idolatry, man.
Chief seat.
So any promotion of righteousness is seen as wicked in the eyes of the wicked.
That's the spirit. It said the chief seat of idolatry. Go to Jeremiah 51 and get verses 6 and 7. All right. It said of Babylon, Rome, the chief seat of idolatry. That's this place, man. The mother of harlots, abominations, as the scriptures say, man. It's all exercised here. Right?
Can I pull up something right quick?
No, pull it up. What you got?
This is the word chief when you look it up in the blue chief in the free dictionary. One who is highest in rank or authority. A leader. This is where all the influence of the world is pumped out, right?
Exactly.
Okay, is this not the authoritarian and superpower of the earth?
Yep.
And that's why you see idolatry perpetrated whenever America goes through like imperialism and they go throughout these various countries.
Yep.
What's promoted? Their philosophy, their way of thinking. Like how you got going over right now in Africa. America is trying to strip the funding of, I believe it is Uganda, saying that if you don't push the Mo agenda, you're going to lose your funding. You know? Showing that this is the chief place.
Right, that's why these nations, they got to sell out in order to get the gain, as it said. Right? Whole Revelation 17, and read verses 1 through 2, that explains it as well, before we go there. Just to make that point, that's a good point.
Revelation 17 and 2?
Yeah, Revelation 17 and 2.
This is Revelation chapter 17 and verse 2. I'll start at verse 1.
Yeah, you got it.
Revelation 17 and 1. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore.
Ooh, see, there again, it came up again. I will show you the judgment of the great whore.
Are you ready?
Come on,
What
man.
you do about it? I said, get right or get left.
That's it, man.
I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore.
That's right.
That sitteth upon many waters.
Right, the many waters represent the people and nations. Read on.
Verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
See that? Who the kings of the earth have committed a fornication. Read on.
And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
So like you said earlier, in order to get the aid from America and to prosper and all of that, you got to sell out. You got to adopt that Western way, right? Which pretty much defiles the land and defiles the inhabitants in the land. You know, this is why you got women over there in these other countries twerking and shit. You know, porn is pushed real heavy.
Alphabet gang.
Pedophilia and all of that. These heathen talking about they transformers now. That's all from accepting the customs and the ways of America, man. The chief of nations, right? Like we read the definition of whore. It said the Babylon, i.e. Rome, the chief seat of idolatry, man. So that's why they want to take away the funding from Uganda, because Uganda ain't with that Mo shit, man.
Yeah, you had a lady, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was, I believe the term that they used was prime minister in Uganda. It may have been Uganda, but it was a video of this interviewer. She was asking this person, she was like, well, what do you think about gay rights?
Yeah, I remember that. I saw that.
Yeah. She kept asking her, like, pushing the narrative as to make it seem as though she's like against it, she's hateful. And she was like, look, we're not gonna tolerate that in our land. And she was like, so you don't think that, are you saying that you're gonna kill people? And she like, yo, like you're gaslighting. See, that's one thing Esau gonna do. Esau The so-called white man's gonna gaslight your ass to the point where you're gonna be confounded in your own words.
Yeah, the nigga slithery, man.
Slithery is all hell. She done said the shit 500 times. How many more ways can you flip the word no?
Exactly.
It's 2 letters.
That's why they set them celebrities up on TV. When that subject comes up, and they ask how you feel about this and that, and the get out of jail free card is like, look, I love everybody.
Yo, that's just you, man.
You know, I love everybody. I ain't got no problem with nobody. You know?
As long as y'all keep that over there, we good. That's
Fuck
Jake
that.
go-to. Because Jake know damn well they don't fuck with that shit. But they not willing to separate themselves from society. They not willing to go against the status quo. Right?
So they be blackballing themselves.
Exactly.
You see, what's his name? Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union getting awards for them and chopping their son Rod off, man. You know, that's the state of these people, man. And the rest of the world is afraid to come up against that, man. You know, because it means that, like the brother said, you got to cut everything else up, man.
Yeah.
You got to separate yourself completely from Babylonian society.
Exactly.
And Jake isn't. They're not ready for that, man. They're not ready to forego the customs of this world, man.
They don't got no integrity, man. You know, they go with the status quo, even though in their spirit they know damn well they're not with it. But I got a quick precept if I may.
You got it.
Psalms 94:16.
That's the spirit.
Who will rise up for me against the
Yeah,
evildoers?
the Lord's asking the question, who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Who gonna stand up in righteousness? Go ahead.
Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Or who will stand up for me for the workers against the workers of iniquity? And that's the elect. That's the men of the Lord, man. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. That the righteous will stand in great boldness before the face of such that afflicted them, man. We're the only ones. That's it. We're the only ones that's standing up for true righteousness.
Right. Because
You know?
the leaders of our people, you know, these false leaders that lead them in error, pursuant to Isaiah 9:16, what do? They're under the banner of Esau. When they get to a high stature of leadership or influence or prominence, here Esau come with that duffy and say, look, you're going to do what I tell you to do. Or they might have an ultimatum like, look, if you don't do what I do, I'm going to knock your fucking head off. Because they're not under the banner of Yahweh Shai. See, we're under the banner of Yahweh Shai. This is spiritual, man. Esau can't touch me. Esau could touch the KKK. Esau can touch the Black Panther Party. He can touch the Pan-African movement. But he cannot touch the rebuilding, the spiritual rebuilding of the house of Dawud, man. This is untouchable.
That's it. Get that Jeremiah 51 and whole Habakkuk 2. We're talking about what was the definition of war again? It said Babylon,
i.e.
Rome, the chief seat of idolatry, man. That's this place. Rome 2.0. Right? All the influences of Rome, the mindset, the spirit, all right, is all being pushed here, man. Right?
Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken.
That made all the drunk. Hey, Babylon, America is responsible for making the earth drunk. Right? And when you go into that word drunk, it goes into what? Spiritual intoxication. All right? Laced in sin, basically. And that's what the filth, all right, and degeneracy that America has pushed amongst the world and made the world drunk. Right? Go ahead.
The nations have drunken of her wine.
See that? The nations have drunken of our wine. They drank of that cup. That Babylonian juice.
Can I get this right quick in the blue letter?
Go ahead, brother.
It says, when you look up made drunken, it's H7937, and you go down to the Strong's definition. It says to sedate with a stimulating drink, figuratively influence.
Ooh, see? That wicked influence, man. The nations have been seduced, right, by the ways of the wicked. The serpent, man. You know, and basically that anti-Messiah spirit has been pushed, man.
Right.
You know?
Everybody out here fucking Satanists, man. whether they're direct Satanists or indirect.
Exactly.
The anti-Hamashiach spirit is rampant throughout this land.
Right. The philosophy that's pushed is in some form of fashion in a way of anti-life, anti-righteousness. You know, whether it be the mindset, how these people act, the things that they push, you know, it's all geared to be against the Lord. And that's what America pushes, that do as thou will spirit. Right? Go ahead, Al.
Jeremiah 51:7 from the top. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand.
Yeah, golden cup is like a prized possession. You know? Go ahead.
That made all the earth drunken.
See, going back to that being that chief influence. Go ahead.
The nations have drunken of her wine.
Yep.
Therefore, the nations are mad.
And that's why the nations are mad. And that's twofold, man. These nations are mad as hell, man. They mad because subscribing to the Western way has destroyed their economies, has destroyed their people and their nation, man. So that's why these nations are gearing up for war. That's why, a prime example, when America got out of Afghanistan, what happened? The Taliban took over, and they put that shit back in order, right? Women, they weren't allowed to do whatever they was doing. You know? You see what I'm saying? They
Put that shit back on, man. What the fuck you doing out?
They came back and exercised that, what's it called, Sharia law and whatnot. They trying to put that structure back, man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Because Babylon is what? Confusion.
That's it.
Disorder. Dysfunction. You're like, damn, I don't even know what the fuck to do. What the fuck going on? That's why the spirit, like you be around people in the world and they be like, man, I don't know. Can't call it. Yeah, nigga, you in Babylon. I'm just here.
Right. Nobody don't know nothing, man. But it said that the nations are mad, man, and also they mad because they out of their damn minds, man. These nations have lost their way. Like it tells you, Habakkuk, give me that real quick. Habakkuk 2:16. Talks about how Esau put the bottle to his neighbor and made him drink.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 16. Salakia. Verse 15.
Yep.
Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him.
Yeah, yes, that's basically what Esau did to the world, man. He forced that bottle down their throats.
Mad rape.
Right.
You mad, you scared.
You know? Drink this. You know?
Yo, just drink this.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay. You gonna drink this
right,
shit.
Right. Got these nations out their damn minds. Go ahead, Al.
Continuing on. That puttest thy bottle to him,
Yep.
and makest him drunken also.
And making him drunken also. So not only, so Esau, he came with the bullshit, man. He allowed these nations to drink of that damn wine, man. The wicked philosophies, right? This is why you got people out in fucking the Middle East talking about their transformers, right? I remember they had that thing called this was about last year, maybe 2 years ago. They had this big ass rave out there in Saudi Arabia, and it was called In the Mouth of the Beast, which is spiritual. And here it is, you had them Israelites out there. They was out there smoking weed, doing drugs.
And they had it confined.
Man. Women was out there wearing less clothes. You have moles out there, and the article, that the news that was bringing it out was saying that, look, basically Saudi Arabia is starting to push the boundaries now. But the reason why that's happening is because that's the influence of what? Of the Western way, man. That's an example of how these nations are becoming drunk. See? Because they're not known for that shit, man. Before they influence, man, you get your head chopped off out there, man. Right? You get stoned to death. But now, you see how much that Western influence is taking hold of that place. Just like prime example, another place like Nigeria, man. Right? The Nigerians, them women out there, they have fully adopted that feminism shit, right? Ruling over their men, right? They just like the girls over here, you know?
That's why, if you go across the country or across the world, man, and you hear a woman speaking English, you need to just leave her alone. Because that bitch been listening to fucking Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. She's basically Americanized now, man. That, as the elder said, man, those philosophies are permeating the entire globe, man. From every country, all these women are seeking to come over here so they can fully express that wickedness, man.
It's poison.
Because this is where the boundaries have no limit. This is the land where that spirit of Aleister Crowley, do as thou wilt, that shit run rampant here.
Yep.
We at the point now in society where you can't question nobody. You can't question logic. Or actually, Salakia, you can't question bullshit. Right? And logic, you can't man, why you always want to tell me what to do? I know my truth. Since when did truth become subjective?
Right, exactly. But this is literally the land of the free. Meaning free will. Do what you want, be what you want. Right? Go ahead, Al.
It's Nahum chapter 3 and verse 4 in the NIV. It says, because of the wanton lust of a prostitute, alluring the mistress of sorceries, who enslaved nations by her prostitution and the peoples by her witchcraft. You know, so all of these nations have become enslaved to Babylon the Great, man. You can't separate yourself from this new system once you engulf get intertwined in it. You know, all these nations that are starting to see the harsh side effects of allowing American culture into your cities and your nation, man. So now they're seeking to be free from it, but they can't because they're completely enslaved to the system now, man.
What's one of these ways of witchcraft? This shit right here. These mediums, social media platforms, the internet, the TV, they pumped up all those vibrations of the philosophies of Babylon and they throw that shit over there, man. You know, and then it shifts the mindsets of these children. It shifts the mindset of these women, right? And then the men, you know, they're under the subjection of them in the next fucking couple of years. This shit is, everything has purpose with this devil. Don't ever think for a second he's just doing this shit for the fucking. No, this is because he's getting these nations drunk with his philosophies, man.
It's always an agenda. Read some more on that Habakkuk 2.
God.
This is 16. We'll go back to Revelation 19. Yeah. No, before we go back to Revelation 19, get Habakkuk 2.
Habakkuk 2, verse 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory.
Yep.
Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered.
Right. So it says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Right? And the Lord has that, he has that shameful screwing on Esau's glory because it's all coming out. All right? It's all coming out about the shit that he does in secrecy, man. You know, his true intentions. You find out that this whole, I read an article, I think one of the brothers has sent, that this whole alphabetical thing where you got drags teaching kids in school, that's all funded by Amalek. You know? See, this devil's behind everything, man. He funds anything that's anti-Messiah against the Lord and righteousness. Hey, he's always behind that shit, man. Yeah, but these are supposed to be the people of the Lord. Right? Brothers posted the clips from Jerusalem Times that talks about how Israel is the gay capital of the world.
So we don't.
But how are these the people, the chosen people of the Lord? Right? But nobody, like the brother said, nobody questions that.
No, I'm not going back to it.
Right?
And every time I'm doing it,
Go back to Habakkuk 3 from
this
the
is,
top where it talks
you know,
about,
like it's not great.
Habakkuk 2 and
It's not the
6.
best for me.
You need to keep it at home. Give me that.
This is Habakkuk.
Every
I'll
morning.
start
Every morning by the construction sites. Yep.
Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Yeah, see, his soul which is lifted up through pride is not upright. So there's no way that this Edomite can be righteous, man. Right? Go ahead.
But the just shall live by his faith.
Right.
Verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine.
See that? Going back to the wines and philosophies. He transgressed by wine. He caused the whole world to be engulfed in sin, man. In wickedness, degeneracy, man. Abomination. He transgressed by wine. By what? By pushing that Western way, which is poison. Go ahead.
He is a proud man.
See, he's a proud man. Here it is. This nigga talk about we're gonna go over this country to save the women. It's, you know, to change the laws. Like, who the hell are you?
Imagine somebody coming in your home and saying, "I'm gonna set things in order."
Right. That's why everybody want to go to war against his ass. Go ahead.
I got you.
Right.
Neither keep it at home.
Need to keep it at home. This man is everywhere. He's in everybody's personal affairs, man. All right? Changing shit up, pushing democracy.
I've got an embassy in everybody's country.
Come on, man. dictating over what you can and can't do, is somebody else's land. Neither keep it at home. Go ahead, give that person.
Psalm 37 and verse 35. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. You know, so if you look up a green bay tree, man, it's a large tree where it spreads out very wide at the top, man. You know, and that's what Esau Edom is doing, man. They're spreading their branches and roots in every society, man, in every nation. And it's destroying the earth, really, man. You look at the before and after of a lot of these places that are not Babylonian philosophies, man. They end up looking destroyed, man. They always end up in a worse state than when they first, you know, when they were living by their customs, man.
Jumping back, Habakkuk 2 and 5, who enlargeth his desire as hell.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell, man. Go ahead.
And is as death.
So everywhere he goes around the planet, there's nothing but death and turmoil, man. Right? Like we said before, every time there's some type of missionary overseas in Africa or some shit, you always find out that kids are getting raped. There's some pedophile shit going on. Sex trafficking shit out of nowhere, man. But this is supposed to be some Christian missionary, man. They over there to so-called save the kids and shit. Right? Everywhere he goes is hell and death, man. Societies are poisoned. Right? Cities are destroyed. You know? Go ahead, Doc.
Minds of the people in Rome.
Come on, man.
They fall under that vibration of that kid. You know, pursuing the Sirach, the 10th chapter. You know, they're now under the vibration and banner of Esau.
Yeah.
And that's when the whole psyche flips.
Yeah.
And you could, like as the brother Quantum Warfare said, you could see it.
Yeah.
You know, these Americans, they don't really see it because America is the epicenter of the cheap seat of idolatry. But you can see the proof when you look up these images of these nations 30 years removed from America putting their feet on those lands.
That's why the nations want them out their land. That Israel and all the other nations rising up, man. Because they see what that influence has done to their people, man, to their lands. Go ahead.
And is as death.
And as death, go ahead.
And cannot be satisfied.
He can't be satisfied, man. Right here it is, he was given the whole earth. Right? He was given the fatness of the earth, the blessing of the sword, and he still ain't satisfied, man. He ain't satisfied until he owns your soul, man. That's basically the end game of the elites. What do they want to do? They want to actually own you. They want to be God over you, man. By the way of his technology.
Get that?
You got it.
This is
This nigga's a madman. That's why he's gonna be stopped.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped.
Exactly.
So that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Right, and he's doing that now by forwarding this technology, this technocracy that we see, man. He's like, look, man, all right, you get to see him, we're going to be able to monitor your body, all right, we're going to be able to control your thoughts, okay? We're going to legally own you, basically. They're going to be able to track all your whereabouts, right? That's total slavery. That's total slavery under this man's technology, man. And these are the people don't even know. They don't even realize what's getting ready to come, man. That's why we on the mountaintops screaming at your tribes, man. Don't take that fucking sea head, man. Don't sell out to that beast, right? Or you're going to be condemned. You know? Let's go back to Revelation 19 anymore. Yeah, go ahead.
And cannot be, Habakkuk 2 and 5 at the latter end.
That's right.
And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations. And heapeth unto him all people.
But gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. And he's trying to do that by the way of that New World Order. He's trying to heap and gather all nations into himself, being God over the planet. Right? This is the mindset of Esau.
Knowing damn well he the cancer, he the root problem of every fucking thing.
Right. And he want to put himself on some type of moral high ground.
Here we need to, it's a problem building on the planet Earth that we need to go ahead and try and control carbon emissions.
Right.
Nigga, who the fuck is the problem? The people are the rulers. The world is under the vibration of you, nigga.
Exactly. But in the name of science, right, you got chemtrails, you got GMO foods, you see what I'm saying? You got polluted water, but science is the way, right? Homelessness,
poverty.
You know, people are sick as hell. And here it is, these devils, they got the cures, right? But are they gonna give it? Nope.
They shun natural resources over they shun the natural herbs and remedies,
Right.
and they exalt the pharmakia.
Exactly.
You know,
What's it called? Allopathic medicine, man. Which is what? Taking those drugs, which is sorcery. The use of cutting off limbs and shit. You know, surgeries, right? The Lord made a natural way. But Esau, what does he do? He abhors that. He demonizes that, man. See, that's why this man has to go. See that? Let's go back to Revelation 19.
Revelation chapter 19 and verse 2.
Yeah.
For true and righteous are his judgments, for he hath judged a great whore.
We have judged the great whore. America, Babylon. This is future prophecy. Go ahead.
Which did corrupt the earth with her fornication.
Which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, man. You cannot say that ain't America, man. Right? So they talking about the Vatican, man. Right? Because you had Jakes that said that. You know? That's the Vatican. No. This is dealing with Babylon, America, man. Alright? America's influence has corrupted the planet. Alright? And it's time for this place to be judged. Read on.
Which did corrupt the earth with her fornications, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hand.
And have avenged the blood of her servants at his hand. That shows you what? That the servants of the Lord, the prophets are here in America. They're here in Babylon. It said it had avenged the blood of the servants at her hand. Right? Go ahead. Because hey, you had the vision in Revelation 17, where you had John the Revelator. He was wooed off that stunning looking woman, which symbolized America, man. And what did it talk about? It talked about you know, the servants of the Lord being martyrs and whatnot. You know? Go ahead, Al.
And again they said, Hallelujah, and her smoke rose up forever and ever.
You see that? Hey, long period of time. The saints of the Lord, the elect that were saved, they gave glory unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is what John the Revelator saw. Once again, he saw the victory of the elect. He saw Babylon get smoked, get judged. Read on.
And the 24 elders and the 4 beasts fell down and worshipped the Most High,
Go ahead.
that sat on the throne, saying, Amen, Hallelujah. And the voice came out of the throne, saying, Praise your power, all ye his servants, and ye that fear him, both small and great.
That's right, go ahead.
And I heard, as it were, the voice of a great multitude, and as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of mighty thunderings, saying, Hallelujah, for the Lord power omnipotent reigneth.
That's right.
Let us be glad and rejoice, and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come.
Hey, for the marriage of the Lamb is come. This is what we telling you, Jakes. That the marriage of the Lamb is about to come, which is what? Salvation. All right? Getting delivered out of here. Go ahead.
And his wife hath made herself ready.
Ooh, his wife have made herself ready, which is what? The elect. That's the wise virgins that trimmed their lips. That made themselves ready for the husband. That's what we're doing now. We're setting ourselves in order. We're making ourselves ready. We're repenting, man. We're casting off the ways of darkness.
Putting on the light.
Putting on the light. Putting on the true garments.
Aligning our mind to the Lord.
Come on, man.
As a woman is supposed to do to her husband.
Verse 7. Let us be glad and rejoice, and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come,
Yep.
and his wife hath made herself ready.
Yeah, we ready, man. Go ahead.
And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen,
Yeah, that fine linen. All right. Go ahead, Slack. I mean to cut you off.
clean and white.
Yeah, the fine linen, which is clean and white. All right, which is symbolic of the knowledge, man. All All right? Because remember, this knowledge is what's going to lead you to salvation. Wisdom, this wisdom is going to lead you of getting on that chariot. And also the white garments ties it to what? The victory. All right? Yeah, you got it.
Revelations 3:18.
Yep.
I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich. Speaking of this truth.
That's right.
And white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that thy shame and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear. You know, the true holy covenant.
That's it.
You know, to preserve you from the times of evil and ultimately the destruction. Right? Having sinned, the transgressors blotted out.
That's why the Lord said in Revelation 16, all right, and he comes as a thief in the night, and he's talking about blessed is he that keepeth his garments, lest he be found naked.
Accountable.
You got to have the correct doctrine. You got to have the truth. You got to be clothed in truth.
And anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see.
Man.
Speaking of that spiritual eyesight, man. Spiritual the foresight to see these things coming before they actually happen.
Exactly.
And to believe it.
Read down to verse 10 of that Revelation 19.
Revelation chapter 19 and verse 9. And he saith unto me, Right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper.
Yeah, see, blessed are they which are called into the marriage supper, man. As you link that up with Matthew chapter 22. Those that were worthy and bidden to the marriage, man. So blessed are they that are called to the marriage supper, man. To receive the salvation. To get aboard the chariot, man. Go ahead.
Blessed are they which are called into the marriage supper of the Lamb.
That's right.
And he saith unto me, These are the true sayings of the Most High.
Uh-huh.
And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not.
That's right.
I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai.
Right, and that shows you that the angels are our brothers, man. Right? Go ahead.
Worship the Most High.
That's right.
For the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
See that? The testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, and that's when we come in. We come with the testimony of Yahweh Shai. We come in the spirit of prophecy. All right? We're giving you we're giving you the foreshadowing of these events that are about to play out throughout America, throughout the world. So that's why we said we're at the what you call it, the season finale.
And I'm going
Right?
to spend a time back.
The season finale of Babylon the Great, which is America according to the Bible, man. This place is about to go out miserably, man. Right?
You see it. And the people feel it, man. You know? These people always talking about something, yeah, we at the end of the world. Ha 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 ha. Not understanding that, no, you're correct on that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that these simple-minded people aren't right on, but that's one thing that I give them to.
Yeah.
You are at the end of America, man.
That's it.
According to biblical prophecy, it's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles.
And Lord willing, this summer be a hot summer, man. You know, you see the fluctuation in the economy, like we talked about earlier, the panic. You know they're coming with a new germ, more lockdowns. Bill Gates buying up all the farmland.
Yep.
So we see the turmoil and calamity already set in stone.
Yep. This is a controlled collapse. This devil has to collapse this existing system in order to try and establish that NWO.
Yeah.
We really in the NWO, and it's just it's Xing out the old system gradually to where it's gonna catch the people off guard when he presents that Quran as the solution, as the remedy to all of the problems that he's caused.
Real quick, Revelation 13 that says speak like a lamb. Give me that real quick. All right, because the scriptures say that a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself.
Simple passage on and uphill.
That's it. Revelation 13 and 11.
So Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon.
Right, so he had two horns, and it says he spake like a lamb. Okay? Now we know the two horns, you know, the Republican Party, the Democrats, all right, which are basically two wings of the same bird. All right? These niggas eat dinner and play golf with each other. All right? Everything you see on TV concerning politics, all that shit is WWE, man. Right? It's just a show. And you people are caught up in it, man. So read it again.
It's Revelation 13 and 11. I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb.
Yeah, he had 2 horns like a lamb, and that lamb also represents like salvation. All right? And how Esau is presenting himself as a lamb, you know? Like, trust us, trust the system, we got you. You know, we're going to bring forth peace. You hear about Trump talking about, you know, he's going to be the guy to stop World War III. Biden is telling you, look, the banking systems are all good, and there's no reason to worry. People are going to get their money back that lost money. You see what I'm saying? Here, take this, see him. This is the new innovative way. This is how human beings are going to be upgraded. You're going to become super intelligent. You know, all the things that these devils are presented as a lamb. You know? Go ahead.
And he spake as a dragon.
But in due time, he's going to speak as a dragon because he's going to lock this shit down, man. And you're going to see the implementation of these draconian laws. Right?
You got a glimmer of that at the latter end of the mandates with the jab. Shit got real spooky for Jay.
Yep.
He was like, yo, if you don't take that shit, you're just going to die.
Yep.
Sorry. Everybody that took it, hope you have a great holiday.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're gonna lose your job, sorry. But everybody that got it, great job, thank you. You know, and then Jake bent that motherfucking knee, man. Because they ain't have no faith in the Lord. They ain't know which way to turn in that moment. And that shit's gonna be amplified. You think that shit was bad? Wait until this man collapses the system and he gives you that as the only option to exist within the market.
I see him. Yep. That's when he's going to speak like a dragon again. Because it tells you that when you read it later on in the chapter, it says what? He calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive an M-A-R-K in their right hand or in their forehead. That's going to be draconian measures. Because he's going to constitute it. He's going to make it law. He's going to enforce that. So we're going to see that, man. That's the prophecies, you know? That's pretty much the point, man. So, hey, keep your head on the swivel, continue to watch out. You know, the Bible prophecies, man, these things are coming to pass. Watch and pray always, man. All right? Though it tarry, wait for it. It shall surely come. It will not tarry. You know? So we pray this camp was edifying. You know, we give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash.
Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us the truth. Double salutations to all you out there laboring. The house of David, the elect, is pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to the brothers.
Shalom.
Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.
God the Paul.